Hello, everyone, and welcome to a series I've called How Do I Live a Happier Life? This is the last session, session number 5, and here's what might surprise you if you've just jumped on board. This series isn't about starting a new exercise plan or how to get a promotion or a raise at work or some new investment strategy. No, all the social scientists, psychologists, and international polling, they suggest that the one and only thing that leads to a happier life is this: generosity. So in video number 1, I told you I was going to give you 4 ways to live a generous life that would make you happier. But I promised you something. I promised you I wouldn't talk about money. And so today, I'm going to give you big idea number 4. Are you ready? Hey everybody, my name is Dahl, and I get to serve as the lead pastor at Calvary Church here in Alexandria. And I want to thank you for joining me for video number 5 of this 5-part series about happiness. Well, it's about happiness, but it's actually about generosity, because here's what we've talked about. Generosity is the one thing that leads us to a happier life. But here's what I promised, again, in session number 1. During this series, we haven't talked at all about money. Here's the deal. You want to live a happier life. Here's my final big idea. Again, no talk of money. The idea is this: extend hospitality. Be generous with your hospitality. When my wife and I, Katie and I, when we were in graduate school, we spent some time in Guatemala. And there we studied the work of the church in remote villages in this country that had been ravaged by uprisings, violent crime, a lack of a stable government. And while we were there, something shocked us. It was people's hospitality. Total strangers we would meet in these villages. They'd invite us into their tiny little homes with dirt floors. They'd cook dinner for us. They'd treat us like family. And get this, they didn't even know us. It reminds me of how Americans, when they go to Norway and they have roots in Norway, they're welcomed into the homes of distant relatives. People they've never met before, who are shirt-tail relatives, will welcome you, feed you, give you a place to stay, offer extravagant hospitality. Now, both of these experiences, they make me think about how in many parts of the world, hospitality is one of the most deeply held values. Does anyone remember about 10 years ago, there was this Danish concept called hygge? I think I pronounced that right. It became a global phenomenon. It stands for a feeling of coziness and comfort. It's that feeling you get when you have all your friends over, you sit in front of the fire and you relax in one another's company. We love that feeling, because it's the epitome of hospitality. Hospitality taps into our deepest need for connection with people, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. When someone has you over for a meal, when you depart, what do you say? You say something like this: "Thank you so much for the incredible evening. It's our turn next." You see, hospitality is infectious. It has this way of evoking a desire to offer even more hospitality in return. The author of the book of 1 Timothy writes in chapter 5 about a woman who is, well known for her good deeds, such as bringing up children, showing hospitality, washing the feet of the Lord's people, helping those in trouble, and devoting herself to all kinds of good deeds, the Bible says. How do we show hospitality like this woman? Invite someone over for a meal. Give someone a hug. Double a recipe for a pan of brownies and share it with a friend. Ask someone about their day. Sit down and actually listen. Give a smile to someone you don't know while you're around town. Send an encouraging text message to a young person who needs to know someone is thinking of them. Send a little note to someone who hasn't been around lately. And guess what? All these acts of generosity, they're absolutely free. Friends, as we wrap up this series, how do I live a happier life? The key to a happier life is generosity. And yes, it involves your money, but to limit generosity to money misses the mark. Want to live a happier life? Shift your attention. Number 2, build bridges. Number 3, share your knowledge. And finally, extend hospitality. If you missed any of the episodes, you can find them on our YouTube channel at Calvary Church in Alexandria. Gang, as we close, one last question. When you think of our 4 strategies for living a happier life through generosity, which one will you do today? Shift your attention, build bridges, share your knowledge, or will you extend hospitality? And a follow-up question might be this: which one of those 4 will take some work for you?